Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
There is so much good energy in this room and in this whole building, and hopefully also some good smells wafting from our Better Together program, which you'll hear more about later. But it's really good to be with all of you to celebrate Shabbat, to celebrate Marlo and Zoe, and to just be in this beautiful pause that we get at the end of every week together. So let's take a nice, big, deep breath. And we will welcome Shabbat and embrace also this season. We are on the cusp of Purim. So there's a saying, both Misha Nichnas Adar Marbim Besimcha, when this month of Adar happens, we increase our joy. And there's also a beautiful line that we get from our Megillah, from the scroll we read on Purim, La Yehudim Haita Ora, V'sason v'simcha le'olam, that the Jews bring light to the world. And so we'll bring light to each other and to this room as we turn to page 336.
The words for you to sing are right at the bottom there. La Yehudim. La Yehudim Haita Ora, Haita Ora. Besimcha, besason, ve'ika. La Yehudim, Haita Ora, Haita Ora. Besimcha, besason, ve'ika. A second part, and the words are not in the book, but they're very simple. And they go like this. Ken tihiyeh lanu, ken tihiyeh lanu, tihiyeh lanu, tihiyeh lanu, ken tihiyeh lanu, ken. That joy be for us. Pick either part. La Yehudim, Haita Ora, Haita Ora.
now we get to bring in a little bit more light and joy and gladness and honor. The song is perfect both for Purim, but also for this moment, by inviting up Zoe and Marlo with your families to come light our Shabbat candles and receive a blessing from the community. Come on up. Bring your parents and your siblings with you. You can all squish up here, yeah. You can find the blessing on page 2.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom. Okay, and you're going to come over here with me, and Marlo and Zoe stand right in front of the ark. You're going to be spending a lot of good time with this ark tomorrow, I think. And face outwards, because tomorrow is really your day, and today is also your day in the way that the community gets to welcome and celebrate you and honor you with a bit of a blessing. So, Zoe and Marlo, as you become B-mitzvah, joining Jews of generations past and those to come, we remind you of the loving embrace of your families, your friends, and your community, who stand ready to support you. As you continue to grow and to learn, wherever you journey, may you walk righteous paths. Whenever you speak or you sing, may your words be words of wisdom and friendship. Whatever you do, may your hands build and your heart preserve what is good and beautiful in our world. Marlo, may your abundant kindness be contagious and your excitement to learn always increase and never diminish. Zoe, may your abounding love for all people inspire your communities, and may your determination and thoughtfulness never wane. May you both continue to share your laughter and joy and bright souls with the world. May you continue to know that there is a people, a rich heritage to which you belong, and from that sacred place you are connected to all who dwell on earth. And may you find the Torah, the stories, the avodah, the holy work, and the gmilut chasadim, the acts of loving kindness that speak to your hearts and to your soul. And let us all say,
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Mazel tov. You can sit down. You're off the hook until the Kiddush. And we will turn from blessing our B-mitzvahs this week to offering a blessing and an official welcome to the Shabbat bride herself with Lecha Dodi on page 20. We'll do verses 1, 2, 5, 8, and 9.
Lecha Dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Oh, Lecha Dodi lekrat kala b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad hishmianu el hamiuchad Adonai echad u'shmo echad l'shem u'tiferet red beli tila, olecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela, olecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'necha, ki mekol habracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof maseh b'machshavat tefila, olecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela, olecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Verse 5.
Hitoreri, ki va'orechu mihuri, uri, shir tameri, kivod Adonai alayich nigla, olecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela, olecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Verse 8.
Yamin u'smol tifrotzi, v'et Adonai taritzi, al yad ish ben parzi, v'nismecha v'nagila, olecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela, olecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Please rise and face the doors.
Boi v'shalom, hateret bala, gam l'simcha u'tzohala, toch emunei am segula, boi kala, olecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela, olecha dodi likrat kala, Pnei Shabbat nekabela.
You may be seated. Now that we've greeted the Shabbat bride, it feels fitting that we should greet each other. So turn to someone around you, maybe someone you don't know, and wish them a Shabbat Shalom. Or at home, take a breath. And this also feels a fitting moment if we're introducing ourselves to each other for us to introduce ourselves up here too. I'm student Rabbi Heather.
I'm Cantor Hollis.
And thank you
And
to Susan
Susan
on the
DeSelms
piano.
and John Legg in the back, and Allison Weichel, our Director of Education, helping us out.
And Herman is also joining us. Where'd you go? Yeah, Rabbi Herman Blumberg is here, so welcome back.
And in addition, it's wonderful to welcome guests and especially guest rabbis. So it is a delight for me to be able to welcome one of my rabbis-in-law, Some of you know that I am part of this strange Jewish professional, Jewish clergy, mafia, clan family thing that extends quite far, including to Kibbutz Lotan in the south of Israel, where we are welcoming Rabbi Simcha Daniel Burstein, who's with us this weekend as a teacher and scholar. He'll be teaching Torah study tomorrow morning. And then on Sunday, we'll be learning about Kibbutz Lotan, where he's lived for decades and where he's going to teach us about that incredible Reform community and also about Lotan's Center for Creative Ecology. So it's going to be a magnificent opportunity to learn with a wonderful scholar and someone who's a beloved part of my extended family as well.
And we love to have that spirit of learning here all the time at Temple Shir Tikva. So whether this is your bajillionth time in the building or your first time, we hope that you can feel at home, and feel at home whether you feel like you really know the tefillot, the prayers that we're going through, or you don't at all, and just lean in and absorb all of it. So we'll turn to page 26 for the Chatzi Kaddish.
V'yitkadosh Shmei Rabbah.
Amen.
Ve'almad yivrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon u'b'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. B'gala u'v'zman kariv v'himeru. Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach. Le'olam olam me'almaiha yitbarach v'yitztavach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitodar v'yitalei v'yital shemidi kudisha brichu leil hamin kol birchata v'shirata tush bechata v'nechemata Damiran ve'alma vehimeru. Amen.
We'll read together in the English at the bottom of page 27. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer, on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days. Lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways. We turn to page 28 for the Baruch, our call to prayer. Please rise in body or in spirit.
Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Le'olam va'ed. Yalalai lai-lai, yalalai lai-lai, yalalai lai-lai, yalalai lai-lai, yalalai lai-lai, yalalai lai-lai, yalalai lai-lai.
You may be seated. We'll read together again in the English at the top of page 31. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows.
Baruch atah Adonai, Hamari Varavim.
Page 32. Ahavat olam beit Israel amcha ahavta. Torah umitzvot chukim umishpatim otanu limadata. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu beshochvenu uvekumenu nasiach bechukecha. V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu ve'orach yameinu uvahem negei yomam v'layla.
Ve'ahavatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael.
34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Yoshem kevod malchuto leolam va'ed.
36.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha ubechol nafshecha ubechol meotecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ela asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshimantam levanecha, vedivarta bam, veshivtecha beveitecha, uvlechtecha vaderech, uvshochbecha, uvkumecha, ukshartam leot al yadecha, ve'ayu letotafot bein einecha, uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, liot lachem le'Elohim, ani Adonai Elohechem. Adonai Elohechem, emet.
We turn now to page 40, Micha Mocha, a song of awe at what the divine is capable of.
Mi kamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha netar b'kodesh, norati Lord, o sefele. Malchutecha ra'uvanecha, b'kayam lifnei Moshe. Malchutecha ra'uvanecha, b'kayam lifnei Miriam. Anu v'yomeru Adonai imloch le'olam le'olam va'ed. Yadadai dai 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 yadadai dai dai.
It's at this moment in our service, sandwiched between the Micha Mocha, the moments of being able to bear witness to what is possible, even when it seems impossible, and before the Hashkivenu, our moment of praying for peace, that we offer a prayer for Israel. And this is also titled, A Prayer for the Journey for Jewish Communities Around the World. May it be your will, our God and God of our ancestors, to heal our broken hearts. Please, God, give us the strength not to be broken. Help us distinguish between darkness and light, between despair and hope, between terror and defense. Give us strength to uproot what is evil and protect the good. Give us the strength to stand steadfast as one from every religion and nation in our refusal to let terror take over heart and conscience. May we never let terror trample the hope we share as Jews, as Israelis, as human beings, to be lovers of life, peace, and blessing. Please, God, we do not know what awaits our world, and we lift our pleas to you. May it be your will to lead us toward peace, to guide our steps toward peace, to show us the path toward peace, to enable us to reach our destination to life, to joy, and to peace. May you return all of the soldiers and kidnapped of Israel safely home to us, to a life of peace. Save us from every enemy, predator, and evildoer we may encounter on our path, and from every form of chaos, both physical and moral, that might enter our world. Grant us courage and compassion in your eyes and in the eyes of all who see us, for you are the one who hears our prayers and pleas. Blessed are you who hears prayer. And let us say, Amen. We turn now to Hashkivenu, a prayer for a shelter of peace, on page 42.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us in wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, from sorrow and pain. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Lechaim. Lechaim, lechaim, lechaim.
Page 44.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני ויהי נפש, וביום השביעי, שבת ויהי נפש.
We turn now to page 46 for our Amidah, our standing prayer. And we'll start this prayer together and then continue silently. And I think it's a beautiful opportunity and one that we rarely get to be with our own thoughts and ourselves. So please rise in body or in spirit and face east, page 46.
Open my eyes to truth, open my hands to give freely, open my lips to good words, to pure words, open my heart to love. Open my eyes to truth, open my hands to give freely, open my lips to good words, to pure words, open my heart to love. Adonai sefatai titach, ufi yagi tehilatecha. Open my lips to good words, to pure words, open my heart to love. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Velohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Velohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Moshiach Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Vezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechayei Meitim Atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiva Ruach, Umorid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechayei Meitim Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamo Chabal Gevurot, Ubidom Elach, Melech Meimit Umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, B'neheman Hatale HaChayot Mehitim, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei HaMeitim. Atah Kadosh v'Shimcha Kadosh, Kedoshim b'chol yom Yehallelujah Selah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
Please continue silently with the prayer in your hearts or the prayer in the Siddur through page 62. You may sit after you have completed your tefillah.
As we sing Ose Shalom together, a prayer for peace, it is a joy to welcome up our Benot Mitzvah, to have Zoe and Marlo, along with their siblings and along with a number of our teens who've been involved with making a beautiful Shabbat dinner tonight. And there are some hand motions. So since I've got a guitar in my hands, we'll rely on these friends to make sure we all know how it goes. So please join us. Oh, say shalom. Bim Roma. Oh, say shalom. Bim Roma. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu. 1, 2, 3, 4. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. Be Roma. Oh, say shalom. Be Roma. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu. 1, 2, 3, 4. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Oh, say shalom. Oh, say shalom. One more time. Oh, say shalom. Oh, say shalom. Thank you. We'll see you two at Kiddush and the rest of you at dinner.
Nice job. And after offering that beautiful Oseh Shalom, we turn to offer a Mishaberach of sorts and a prayer of peace of sorts for the return of the hostages. May the one who blessed Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, the one who took the nation Israel from the sufferings of Egypt and led them upright to their land, bless, help, and protect all of our siblings, the suffering captives who are bound with bonds of suffering and iron. Strengthen their hands and grant vigor to their souls to stand as mighty ones in all their labors. May God command all God's holy angels to guard them from all harm and sickness. And in God's great love, may God speedily grant them redemption and freedom and expanse. May they escape quickly from the prison of their captivity to an eternal freedom, and may each of them return to their family and each to their household who are worrying about them and desiring the day of their redemption. In the name of this holy congregation and all who pray on their behalf, may the prayer of David, our anointed one, rise up to the holy throne of God. As it is written, return our exiles, O God, like streams in the desert. May those who sow in tears reap in joy. And soon may God lead us to the day of our redemption and salvation of our souls. May it be your will, and let us say, Amen.
Amen.
And we turn now to a different form of Mishaberach, a prayer of healing for those who are in need of healing in any form. And behind me is a list of those in our community who we're sending our wishes for refuah shlema to. And if there's anyone else who you're thinking of this week who needs healing in body, in mind, or in spirit, please add their names as my eyes meet yours. The Misha Berach can be found on page 253.
מי שברך אבותינו ואמותינו, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, שרה רבקה, רחל ולאה, הוא יברך את החולים. הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא רחמים עליהם, לך חלימם ורפאותם ולך חזיקם, וישלח להם מהרה רפואה שלמה מן השמיים, רפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף, השתה בגלה ובזמן קריב, ונאמר Amen.
So I will say that a form of healing of sorts for me in terms of finding hope and joy right now has been this program called Better Together that Temple Shir Tikva has been lucky enough to be participating in. And we received a grant to create a program that brings together some of our Aish students, some of our teens, with other members of our community. Sometimes I call them our grown-ups, if you will. And we've been coming together for a cooking class where we're exploring memories and culture and connections to Judaism in our kitchen. And I want to share just a little bit about that experience with you by way of a piece of Torah and a midrash that I really love. But I have to locate us first in our moment in the calendar and in our Torah reading. So this week we reach a Torah milestone. We're in Parashat Pekudei, which is the very last parsha in the book of Exodus. And it includes a lot of nitty-gritty details about the construction of the Mishkan, which is the tabernacle, a holy place where Adonai dwells on earth and among the Israelites. And as we reach this moment where we're inundated with details of curtain rods and priestly clothing and furniture and all these other pieces that you'll hear a lot more from Marlo and Zoe about tomorrow, it's easy to forget where we came from. It's easy to forget that the Israelites, who are now contributing all sorts of materials to build this holy and sacred place, were actually enslaved not that many parshiot, not that many Torah portions ago. So I want to take us back and start with a familiar story, which we'll be telling in a few weeks at Passover, but we can pretend Passover's not coming, it's okay. So once upon a time, the Israelites were enslaved people in Egypt, and their lives were impossibly hard and filled with endless labors. And Pharaoh was not only making their lives miserable through work, but made the horrible decree that any boy babies born had to be killed. And what we're told is that the more that the Israelites were oppressed, the more they increased and spread out, and really the more they succeeded. And there's a particular midrash, a particular story, that talks about how the Israelites resisted this decree. In the Talmud, in Masechet Sotah, we learn that the Israelite women were secretly giving birth out in the fields. And this is where the story gets really wild. It tells us that there weren't any midwives to take care of these babies, but that an angel would actually gather round stones, and from these stones, the babies would nurse, and the stones would flow with oil and with honey, and they'd get their nutrients from that. And then, and this is where it gets really wild, once the Egyptians would notice these babies, they'd come after them, but a miracle would occur and they'd be absorbed by the earth. And the Egyptians would try to plow, but the babies were safe. And then they would emerge from the ground and sprout up like grass. And it was God's self, who would take care of these babies, who would help them grow, and who would eventually lead them back to their homes. Now I'm going to fast forward a little bit from this wild midrash. And yes, if you're thinking it's wild, it really is. There are babies sprouting up from the earth, and God is nurturing them and leading them home, and it's all pretty miraculous. Now let's fast forward to a place where we're closer to liberation. The Israelites are waiting to cross the sea. It feels like maybe they're going to get there. They're trying to escape the clutches of Pharaoh. They've found themselves surrounded. And this is where our midrash picks up. As they came to the sea, the Israelites were crying out in desperation, "What are we supposed to do, and where are we supposed to go?" And the Israelites began to pray. The adults in the crowd were calling out to the God of their ancestors. And then, all of a sudden, God appeared in a form. And it was these very children who were raised by God who pointed and said, Ze Eli ve'anvehu. This God, hey, we know this person, or we know this being. This is the God who raised us and led us back to you. To put that line in context, as we sometimes sing at Temple Shir Tikva, in our Shirat Hayam, in our Song of the Sea, the words, Ozi v'zimratya v'yehile lishua, ze eli ve'anvehu, Elohei avu ve'aromemenhu. For God is my strength and my might. God has become my deliverance. This is my God. It says that these words were two things. One was the children pointing and saying, hey, that's my God. And the other was the adults shouting and singing, hey, that is the God of my ancestors, Elohei Avi. And in this moment of great turmoil and celebration, awe and fear, we have the youngest of the Israelites and the very oldest of the Israelites coming together. They're each looking to each other for affirmation. The older looking to the younger to see their recognition of the divine, and the younger to the older to seeing their connection to the past. And although I am not in the habit of witnessing seas split, I think there is something beautiful here that I feel like I've experienced a tiny touch of in our Better Together program. There is something truly and incredibly beautiful about seeing these moments of intergenerational connection. Sometimes it's as simple as watching one of our teens learn how to cut a pineapple for the very first time from one of our adults, or as we did tonight, learning how to spread lasagna or the best way to cut a squash. Sometimes it's really deep-rooted Judaism. We had a class a couple weeks ago learning about Sephardic cooking from one of our own congregants, and it actually inspired me so much that I went home and cooked a Sephardic dish for Shabbat dinner that I'd never cooked before. And it's also just the smiles that I see and the way that they connect with each other, and the fact that now I know when they run into each other on the high holidays, they'll have a recognition in each other's faces. And soon to come, we'll even be taking a trip to Mamalas to venture out into the city and to take the show on the road in a way. We're really excited to be part of this program and to be continuing next year. So if you're feeling a little bit of FOMO, fear of missing out because you're not in our cohort this year, have no fear, there will be more to come. But I just want to highlight the beauty and the amazing nature of these connections that happen over food and in a kitchen, but also over the willingness of our participants who said, sure, Heather, I'll do this thing we've never done before, and okay, I'll show up, and our Ashers who said, yeah, I'll take this cooking class and like hang out with grown-ups on a Wednesday night when I don't usually do that. And with all of their hope and their trust and their love and their care for each other, we've managed to make our own awesome-filled moments. And what I've seen here is that to connect us back to this week's Torah portion, where we started might have been in a place of needing to point a little and question a little and say, what is that and what are you saying? But we've gotten to the point of the Mishkan, of building something special together. It's taken us on a winding journey so far, and we still have a little bit of a semester to go. And in the same way that the tabernacle that gets finished this week in our Torah portion was built with a collective effort, we ourselves are building up Shir Tikva and our community with a collective effort. And so whether you're part of our Better Together program now, or you'll be part of our Better Together program to come, or you're just feeling a little inspired to say hi to someone who's of a different generation than you, may we all continue to build up our communities and to build up each other to create a space where God dwells among us. Shabbat Shalom. We'll turn now to our Aleinu as we rise in body and spirit, page 282.
יש כוח. עלינו לשבח להדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, לתקן עולם במלכות שדי, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We turn now to our Kaddish, taking a moment, regardless of the month in the Jewish calendar marking joy. We know that there is also always some form of grief and sadness, and we remember those whose yortzites are this week. This week, we were remembering the yortzites, the anniversary of the death of Russell Brody, James Flaggart, Julius Ginden, Pauline Leicht, Irene Levine, Edith Sadigursky, Max Syatt, Enid Tresh, and Sylvia Love Tudor. And we're in Shloshim, still remembering the recent passing of Joyce Rosenstein, the mother of Stephen Rosenstein, Larry Boardman, the father of Adam Boardman, Benjamin Kellogg, the cousin of Megan Porter, Hannah Weinberg, the sister of Alyssa Soddickson, Christopher Montgomery, the father of Vivian Montgomery, and Benji Kushner, the cousin of Dan Schneider. If there are other names you're remembering or would like to add today, please do so. For all these names we've said out loud and the names in our heart, we'll say the Kaddish together on page 294. Itgadal v'itgadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divra chirutei ve'amlich malchutei. B'chayachon u'v'yamachon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Israel. B'agala u'v'zman kari ve'imru Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'mei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudesha b'richu. Le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Israel v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Israel v'imru Amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. There is always a lot happening at Temple Shir Tikva. As our Better Together members know, we'll be gathering for Shabbat dinner right after this, cooked by you all in the next room. And tomorrow is a wonderful day to learn to pray to become a Bi Mitzvah, maybe. So at 8:30 in the morning, we'll have our morning minyan, and then at 9:30, as mentioned, we're going to have a wonderful and extra special Torah study. The topic is constructing community and the fragility of hope. So thank you to Rabbi Burstein for offering that teaching and teaching Torah study tomorrow. And of course, at 10:45, Marlo and Zoe will become Bnot Mitzvah. And Sunday, we'll have another chance to learn from Rabbi Burstein online, right, with a session on Kibbutz Lotan. And then we also have at 2 p.m. an Authors in Conversation with Hank Philip Ryan. And then on Monday, we have Mindful Movement. You can get a little spiritual with the Center for Jewish Spirituality. You can learn a little with Tea Time with Rabbi Lisa on Visions and Voices of Zionism. On Wednesday, you can learn more on the Haftarah that day. And at 7:30 p.m. is the third and last session with Professor Stephen Windmuller on the contemporary Jewish community. Friday, there's meditation as always, and Kabbalat Shabbat as always. And then Saturday evening, get ready, get excited, get set. In addition to Shabbat in the morning, Bi Mitzvah Torah study, morning minyan. At 5 p.m., our Purim festivities start with a What's So Funny About Purim? Humor as a Jewish Response to Suffering session with Rabbi Lisa. And then on Sunday, March 24th, there will be the Purim Carnival, both a quiet session and a ruckus this session, and you will get to see us make wonderful fools out of ourselves during our Purim spiel. Do not miss it, especially if you are a T-Swift fan. That's at 10 o'clock. And in terms of the carnival, please register, and you can actually purchase tickets early this year as well. So lots of joy and celebration to come. But before we get ahead of ourselves and get to next week, let's continue the joy of this week. We're going to do our Kiddush together. So Zoe and Marlon, come on up here. And we're going to turn to page 5. Please rise as we do our blessing over the grape juice and wine.
Come on up.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Harei v'ri
Gafen, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzav banu, v'shabbat kodsho, v'ahava u'ratzon hinchi lanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit, ki hu yom tehillah, l'mikroi kodesh, Zeretz Miot Mitzrayim, Kivanu v'charta, v'tanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat chodshecha, v'ahava u'ratzon, inchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, and as we prepare our challah, we're going to nourish our bodies with a little grape juice and with a little challah and gratitude for help with nourishing our souls in multiple ways to Susan and to John and to Alice and Michael who helped make the Better Together program happen, and to all of you for being here. So let's say a little hamotzi together.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom.